Out here with Hurricane Ian, and I'm out here in Beaufort, South Carolina, right here as Hurricane Ian's kicking off, and I'm going to take a walk around Royal Pines neighborhood, which has some of the weather while it's kicking off. From what I see right here, it's just supposed to be the height of the storm, so I'm going to go ahead and flip around and let you guys check it out for yourselves, and we'll take a whole walk around the neighborhood. Not too bad thus far. Not even flooding. So from what I gathered when I looked at the news this morning, the hurricane went a little further north, so we're catching a little bit of the outer bands, and right about now, around 8 o'clock, 8:30ish, we're supposed to be getting some of that orange yellowish portion of the bands on the from the hurricane, from the winds. So usually I'm not going to sit here and give too much of a fib. We're pretty lucky because after seeing the destruction that's been going on in Florida and knowing how we handle certain thunderstorms, especially in this neighborhood, we're not doing too bad out here at all. Wind's picking up a little bit more. It's raining, blowing my umbrella back and forth. Cars are on the road. Pretty mild so far. Got my all-weather gear on. Trying to be safe, not out here being dangerous. More cars driving by. Crazy. I don't think I'd be out here driving this weather though. Again, I'm out here walking in it, so I just don't think there's nowhere important to be today. Maybe catch some of the action of the trees. The winds are blowing. I'll stand here for a second. See a little bit of swaying. Call it Royal Pines for a reason. Pine trees everywhere. That's my fear of my own personal house, is that I'm afraid of one or two of the pine trees crashing through. When Hurricane Matthew ran through here back in 17, yeah, was it 16? Yeah, it was 16. And I lost 7 pine trees out of my backyard. 6 of them went and hit the golf course. 1 came back and slapped the roof. Good thing it was only the corner of the house. So, yeah, we could have had a lot worse so far. Everything's looking ship shape though. Pretty happy with it. I put my truck in my front yard in a different position because of debris, pine cones. You can see you got some debris on the ground. Not a lot. Usually have a little bit more. A little strong wind there. I have to stand still for a second. Wind's picking up. All right. Pushing forward. Wind's picking up for sure. Thank you everybody for joining and watching me walk around the neighborhood. Checking out Hurricane Ian as he's touching down here in Beaufort, South Carolina. We have not lost power. We have not lost internet. Or at least I haven't lost internet. I use Verizon. It's pretty good. especially for the price, and it's paying off here in the storm, because all you need to use that is just electricity, and everything else works for itself. So highly recommended for those in the Royal Pines community. If you're watching, I would be switching away from hard gray, switching away from CenturyLink, switching away from Comcast, and I would be jumping right on the Verizon's new internet service. You can't beat it. $50 I think is the highest package. $25 I think is what I pay. Forgive me if I start breathing heavy. We're getting some PT in now, walking down. Winds definitely calmed down from that last couple gusts. You know, every now and then I'm gonna have to stop from the gust of wind because I'm sitting there with the umbrella. I don't want it to flip up. It's my wife's. She might get mad at me. This is usually not my forte, but I felt it necessary to report it. Not a meteorologist, or do I know much about weather. Just lived through a couple hurricanes. It was crazy because we were just talking yesterday that the first hurricane I remember living through was Hurricane Hugo in 1989. I was in 5th grade, I believe. And we just hit the anniversary of that. What was it, the 38th year anniversary of Hurricane Hugo? It's kind of crazy to believe. A little bit of debris on the ground. Yeah, coming around the corner. More debris on the ground. So far, so good here. Well, you can tell the rain is picking up just a tad. There we go. More debris. That seems to be the extent of it thus far, but we're not through the thick of it yet. I think within the next hour or two, everything's supposed to be like right in the thick of it. I got all my waterproof gear on, got my waterproof boots on, got my Gore-Tex jacket on. All the stuff that a good Marine needs to stay nice and dry in weather like this. Even got an umbrella. I've never been a fan of them, but today I'm going to use it. More debris. We have blown all over the road. There's the sign. Sign's still intact. Wind's not blowing too crazy right this moment. Okay. Oops, sorry. Somebody, neighbor over here, threw their camper in the front yard, trying to prevent it from all those trees. If you could look up in there, that could have been pretty. That could be pretty devastating if he had it somewhere where the trees would have been. More debris on the road coming up. Puddling a little. We are very prone to, our houses don't flood in storms here. However, the streets flood horribly. So that's kind of what we're looking at to see how deep it gets whenever the rain really starts pouring down. If it is, you know, we got another couple hours of 100% chance of rain. That's about it. And then everything's supposed to kind of taper off. Last report I saw, as you know, weather is fickle. Weather changes on the dime. Puddling over here a little bit, starting to catch some. Like I said earlier, this place is like the houses are not in a flood zone, and here comes a gust of wind. The houses are not in a flood zone, but the streets are awful when it comes to flooding itself. About 4 years ago, the state came in and finally built a storm drain over here. After Hurricane Matthew and Hurricane Irma, I believe it was, came through the following year. And gusts of wind. And came in and put us a nice little storm drain. And I haven't had very many issues with since. I was told by my neighbor that they had to go in and clear out some rocks from the filtration system, and because it was creating a stoppage, and it was creating her yard and my yard to overflow with water again. But they did that, and then boom, water started draining again. Puddling up over here on the sides. You can see in the distance, trees are swaying. Thank everybody for jumping in. Appreciate everybody for joining. Helping me take this walk through the neighborhood to see what's been going on with Hurricane Ian here, as he is smacking around Beaufort just a little bit. Yeah. I can feel more wind blowing on the back of my head. This is where some of the flooding gets prone to, coming up here, which is right by my house. But you'll see this storm drain ditch, and it's already starting to accumulate water. This is the one I was just talking about. But there's the entrance. You look back in there, in between those two houses, you really can't see, but it's right. Well, I ain't gonna be able to do that. That pipe leads over there to the left. So whenever that thing gets full, we're in trouble, but not crazy trouble. So you see up here, the storm drains are already catching up some water. This one looks like it's got a little congestion in it. But, I mean, roll pines, man. Pine needles, pine trees, as you can see. It got its name for a reason. Folks still driving on by. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you for the like. I can't answer comments right now because both of my hands are tied and I can't hit that comment box. I got one hand with the umbrella, one hand with the gimbal. Thank everybody for jumping in. Appreciate y'all. Like I said, we're walking through here, through the neighborhood. Checking out some of the happenings with Hurricane Ian while it's going through Beaufort, South Carolina. Problems. Everybody seems to be peaceful. No partying apparently. No hurricane party, right? That's funny. Funny to me anyway. Now, unfortunately, we just heard about the owner of the Royal Pines Golf Course. He's no longer with us. Took his own life, unfortunately. Thoughts go out with the family. Going to see what they're going to end up doing with this community golf course that we live on here. Getting more heavier downpour. See the water, it flows down the street. to that storm drain we were just talking about. Some puddling right here. All right, we're going to continue on. I'm sure my Apple Watch is going to ask me to register this as an exercise soon, but hey, getting it in. Flooding over here. It's a little bit, not flooding, but water buildup. Debris in your driveway. More raining. Golf course right here, entry point. Got some runoff coming in. I should have shared this on the Nextdoor app. I did not think about that until just this moment. It is what it is. Thank you for staying with me here and watching. Down there in the corner. No, actually, overnight, it's my homie here, good old Eli. Shout out to Eli. Actually, it went a little bit north of us, so we're just catching like some outer bands, just getting popped with a little bit here and there. Right now is when it's supposed to be about, last I saw, making landfall in Charleston, a little bit north of Charleston, probably around the Mount Pleasant area, which gives us not as bad of a whipping as we thought we were going to get. But we still got the day to see how much rain they drop on us, because that's going to be key. As you can see, like right here, walking up in the storm drains. I was up about 10:15 before last night, and it had just started getting a decent rain about 10:15. So I got up about 5:45, and nothing too crazy out here right now. I'm happy. It could be worse. Like Matthew tore us up. If you heard me about Matthew put one through the roof. But by the time that when I first bought the house, it looked like it had a rainforest in the backyard. 3 months later, Hurricane Matthew come through, ravaged my backyard, had its way with it, knocked down 7 trees, 6 on the golf course, 1 hits the house, and my beautiful rainforest backyard ended up looking like Yoda's swamp in Dagobah, for those that understand that reference. Coming around the golf course over here. I'm going to swing it on over for everybody to see. Yeah, my backyard is not what it was when I bought the house. Like I said, I only got to enjoy that beautiful backyard for about 3 months. But it is what it is. Move forward. Another entry point on the golf course on the right-hand side. You see the sheets of rain are quite visible. I'm gonna make a left up here at that stop sign. I'm gonna go a whole 2 miles today, 2.5 miles. That's about how long this walk will be. Hey, look at that. I'm wearing boots. This is the first time I got to walk around in boots for 2 or 3 miles in a couple of years. Weather's staying steady, about the same. It's not slacking off. It's not picking up speeds. Pretty much staying the same. Not a lot of wind out here like we expected. As you can see, the tree right now. But like I said before, they're just gusts whenever they come through. The gusts are what making it windy whenever it comes around. Alrighty, we'll be coming around the corner here. Alright. Down the road. This house, I remember it was just being built just recently when we were about 2 or 3 years ago. I think after COVID is when it finally came back up. Looks good though. Looks real good. Folks down here are not getting anything in their storm drains. Must be a higher elevation. It's quite possible. A little bit of debris on the road still. That's why I moved my truck. I didn't want pine cones to bombard it. I had enough Angry Birds. It's picking up on the gust right now. Let's see if I can catch it on this. There it goes. Wow. Coming back down to the road. Debris on the road. A little bit of puddle. Not too rough. Watching them pine trees sway, huh? Yeah, buddy. Got a couple I got a palm tree in my front, one growing in the back. They're definitely gonna get a lot of water out of this. Lots to drink at least. Comes a gust. Oh, yeah, that was a stronger one. Pushing on forward. This is James F. Burns Street. Coming up around. Wonder what it's going to look like flooding wise, well, or rain wise, when we get back around the circle here. Oh, somebody's got a porta potty in their yard. Now that's fun. You know what? That might be because septic. We all septic out here because we're on the island. Interesting. Oh, he's got some stuff being built, so that's a roofer's or something's porta potty. Okay, roger that. Think it gets sucked if it got knocked over today. Sure, I get a little bit of the sky. Checking it out. I don't see no funnel clouds or no craziness like that. Just a simple little rainstorm. Little rainfall. Thanks for jumping in. Walking around Royal Pines neighborhood right now, assessing what's going on during the storm. The wind's picking up, a little gust going down right now. As you see, this fella lost a branch. Small branch, nothing worth losing anybody's head over. Right there. Coming on down, coming around, coming on down here, coming around. Hey everybody, thanks for jumping in. We're in on James F. Burns Street right now in Royal Pines. Coming around the corner. Still got about another 20 or 30 minutes left. Like I said, every now and then it gusted it up. You'll see the trees dance, the trees sway, but for the most part, it's been pretty stagnant. Moderate rain. Yeah. Things are looking good. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate you jumping in. Coming around this corner on the side. Rainfall's much better on this side when it comes to the flooding portion, it looks like. I'm gonna move to the side of the road real quick and see about this side. Yeah, everybody's faring pretty well over here as well. I think we have more water going to be coming our way on our side of the subdivision, but a little bit of small debris in the road, sticks and pine cones. Still pushing on through. Coming up. Well, beautiful little bushes and trees he's got going on here. They're going to look great if they get bigger. Gotta love the South. Yeah, so we're going to complete the circle here on James F. Burns, cut right on Royal Pines, and that'll pretty much be what we got for right now. I'm thinking about going downtown today. I have to see how all this plays out, see if there's any major reports that my truck couldn't handle on the road. So we'll have to see how the rest of the day goes. Shout out to I-95, E93, Kicks 106, Kicks 96, and Magic 103.9, our sponsors. Appreciate you guys looking out for us, taking care of us. Also, shout out to the Urban Brew, host of our Cards and Coffee monthly. They look out for us. They do us right. And this next Saturday is the trunk or treat. For those that don't know, if you're in the local area, Gunny's trunk or treat happening over in front of the Urban Brew between 4 and 7. Bring your kids. Urban Brew's giving free hot chocolate to kids in costumes. There's my spill for the day. We'll also go, oh yeah, one more thing. We're going to have axe throwing. The axe throwing guys are coming out there, and we do have prizes for the best display. So I hope I hope anybody in the local area can come out and make it. Push it forward. Storm related. Everything's looking not too bad. A little bit of debris, pine cones, needles, leaves on the ground. Trees are dancing a little back over there. See if I can catch some of that. A little dance. Just swaying. Flags are down. I took my flag down too. Braves World Championship flag. I didn't want to get it messed up in the storm. It took a long time to get one of those. Looks like everybody here is doing good. That's great. I know yesterday there were some fire trucks running around. So, just right now, just a little bit of the basic debris from high winds, you know, pine needles, sticks, pine cones. Nothing too absurd right in the moment. I'm in a little area here completely blocked by the wind. Kind of like tunneled up. For those that don't know what the Beaufort area looks like, I hope that's not moving you too fast. You know, basic, you know, just like most of the Carolinas and the Low Country. Definitely unique to its own, but most places are. A little more debris on the road. You hear me repeating it? That's because that's all the action I got right now. And up around. Just a little bit of nothing major. Looks like that was even cut and put there earlier just to be safe. I had to do a little bit of that yesterday. Hit a couple branches myself. Yeah, tree branches. And a little bit of standing water right here. Storm drain's covered though, if you can notice. Man, that was one lesson I learned the hard way. Make sure your storm drain is not covered or clogged, for that matter. That's there for a reason, I assure you. So far, so good, man. I'm gonna throw you up there in the sky a little for those that need to see. Thank you, everybody, for joining us this great, wonderful Ian morning in beautiful Beaufort, South Carolina. I wonder how far we are on our little walk here. I know we're about, we got to be at least over 1.5 miles in. A little PT. Folks got their campers out here. Like, this was a little strange. As I was watching the news yesterday, one thing I did take notice about is usually whenever a storm's coming, man, all over the TV is evacuate, 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 evacuate. I didn't see one thing saying get the hell out of Dodge this time. It's like all I saw was brace for impact, brace for impact. Now, probably because of this very reason right here, I get it. But it's still a little crazy, you know, kind of a little out of the norm for what we've been used to and accustomed to over the course of, the last 10 years? And even funnier than that, as I walk through this portion of the hurricane, look at how low the activity was in the Atlantic this year. What were the odds that it was going to hit? Like, it was, there were very few out there, and we happened to have to eat one of the ones. Not only did we have to eat it here, poor Orlando and poor Tampa and Fort Myers for sure, but one of my favorite vacation spots got smashed, which is where I would have wanted to evacuate to if we had the opportunity, and everybody knows that follows us is Universal Studios Orlando. We saw that the Jurassic River Adventure had the side of the building destroyed a little, had some of the wall portions ripped off, and then the Hulk roller coaster, the portion that, for those that are familiar with the Hulk roller coaster, the portions that dip, that portion there where the steam and everything was completely submerged, that portion of the track. Other than that, that's all the negative reports from Universal Studios that I heard. They're supposed to be allowing guests in today that are hotel guests only after they go and caution off certain areas of the park. So I'm sure we'll find out more here in the coming hours about Universal Studios Orlando. Haven't heard no reports on SeaWorld, no reports on Disney World, Carowinds, Six Flags. I haven't heard anything about any of the other theme parks. I do know that the Tybee Island car show was canceled tomorrow. That's supposed to have been a big one too. I haven't heard if they're rescheduling. Still, just a little bit of puddling, debris. Nothing intense, nothing crazy. Yeah, forgive my silence. Sometimes I just forget that I'm on the horn there. Get lost in the beauty of just like, there you go. Sky's moving. You see the sky moving. Pretty cool, huh? Nifty. All right. Push it forward. Coming up on a golf course. Kind of crazy. I live on a golf course and I don't like golf, nor do I play it. I do not play golf, nor do I like it. Just not my thing. Especially after you replace a couple windshields and your golf ball goes over your house into your front yard and smashes a windshield. Another unfortunate side effect from the Matthew hurricane, because we had 7 pine trees there to block some golf balls. Not so much these days. My poor Tundra, I had to go get dings pulled out of it all the time now. Here we go, a lot of debris here. Like minor, very minor debris, of course. Nothing crazy. The basic puddles. Yep. For those that are new to the channel, do me a favor, go ahead and subscribe to the content. We do live streams. We do random things with the live streams. It's not just one set thing. We make sure we try to entertain our populace as much as possible. Just happened to be that we are in the midst of a hurricane. So I thought I would bring it to you, since I have those capabilities. Here comes the fire truck man coming down the road. Boom. Guess he's doing his rounds. Yep. Oh shit. Sorry about the language. The gust of wind just blew my umbrella. Yeah, we're getting a little bit gustier. Of course, I had to turn on the street, so I'm probably facing a different direction of the wind. Puddling up over here. Here's the golf course on this side. Stronger gusts. Puddling. This is actually not that uncommon. This is actually pretty normal, given the circumstance of a normal rainstorm, that is. By no means am I saying anything negative about this storm or saying it isn't half strength or anything. We're just saying, like, for what the conditions usually are for this particular moment of the storms, you know, like a regular thunderstorm, we actually have this type of puddling. So I'm trying to say. Pushing on down. Almost done here. I'm going to check out the golf course. Tennis courts on the left. They look to be just fine, just debris. Of course, that tennis court is not kept up well. Comes another car down the road. Looks like, yep, the fire truck, same guy. Pushing forward. Gonna come up over here on one of the entrance to the golf course. See how it's handling, what it's faring like. Thurn Matthew Golf Course, of course, Royal Pines Golf Course, Royal Pines again. Had a bunch of pine trees all over it. So again, they're getting a good look out here on this hurricane as well, thus far, without having to deal with lots of tree damage. Just a little bit of puddling. Again, not too out the norm for this area. We're on the left there, more golf course action. Pushing through. Wind just is gusting quite a bit. Must have heard me talking a little smack there, huh? But the wind just picked up a great deal. At least this gust here is a little stronger than norm. Cool, get back to mine. Let's see what that looks like. Here we go. Some puddling right there. Gust of wind. Coming around the corner. Getting ready to close it down. I'll see if we've had any mass production of water flow over here. See how it's holding up. See, the thing is this water here runs down to the street, runs down to that storm pipe we talked about earlier. As you can see, it flows all the way to my house. So I take on the entire street's water. Yay. It's all good. We can handle it most of the time. My septic can't, but we can, I guess. Yeah, everything's still kind of peaceful, man. Got a little debris over here on the road. This actually might be my first sign of major-ish type debris, or my eyes are playing tricks on me. I can't tell. It's down the road there. We'll come up on that, and then picking up, strong gusts, boom. Anyone on the island stranded at Sandoval Island is cut off. That was just a Weather Channel update that just flashed on my phone. Yeah, we got a little bit of debris over here, so I'm going to show you this small bit of debris real fast. Well, we say it's small. I mean, relatively it is small, but it's the largest piece of debris we've seen today. So we're going to cover that real fast. As you can see it, there it is down on the road. It's a little bit of a distance. Let's see. It's wind gusts picking up there. Let's see if I can get you guys out there to the... See the trees dancing. Dancing. Pretty crazy. And this is the biggest amount of damage we've seen thus far. Nothing to brag about. So, well, all right, everybody. We definitely appreciate you tuning in. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel, like the content, and I will talk to you guys soon. Thanks a lot.